Good morning, y'all. Welcome back. Good morning or good afternoon, depending on when you are watching this video. This is topic 2, day 3. Today we're going to talk about factoring when a does not equal 1. So last class you all, or the previous class you all have talked about factoring when a is 1. You've talked about grouping. So today we're going to talk about when a is not equal to 1. Okay. So the basic the basic introduction here of a quadratic, ax squared plus bx plus c is the basic form of a quadratic, right? So there's a number in front of the x squared, there's a number in front of the b, and there's a number in front of the c, all right? In all of these problems today, everything is going to have some number other than 1 in front of a. So in this first example, it's a 4, it's a 6. So there's going to be a number in front. So we have to solve it a little bit differently, okay? So to solve this very first problem, whenever a does not equal 1, okay, so we have a, b, and c. Whenever a does not equal 1, we are going to multiply a times c. Okay, and I always make this x. You might have learned it a different way with your Algebra 1 teacher, and that's okay. But I always make the x and I multiply. 4 times negative 27 is negative 108. And then the middle number is what I put on the bottom, negative 12. Okay, so we are looking for numbers that multiply to get negative 108, but add to give us negative 12. All right, and so we just have to guess and check. There's no easy way to do this. This is probably the hardest part. It's figuring out what those numbers will be. All right, so I guessed and checked, and I found that the numbers were 6 and negative 18. Okay, so I figured out that those two numbers were 6 and negative 18. And once I find that, then I can go right to my two groups of parentheses. Because again, we're factoring. We're trying to split it up. It's kind of the opposite of distribute, right? We're going backwards. So whatever comes first, in this case, it's 4x and 4x. Whatever comes first in the problem, I put first in the parentheses. Then I put the two numbers that I found. This is a positive 6, and this is a negative 18. Okay. Now, this is going to look a little bit different than the way you probably learned it in Algebra 1, because I do this a little bit differently. That's why I put 4x in both of them. So we basically have an extra 4, right? There's only one 4 up here, but I added in an extra 4. So we need to get rid of that 4 somehow, some way. All right, so to do that, we're going to look in each set of parentheses, and we're going to divide by what they have in common. So 4x plus 6, I could divide both of those by 2. And 4x minus 18, I could divide both of those by 2 also. Okay, so I look at each parenthesis and see what I can divide by. And you notice we had an extra 4 up here, and I divided by 2 and 2. So that's another 4, right? I'm taking the 4 back out. So divide them both. So that would give me 2x plus 3. Divide these both by 2, 2x minus 9. And there is our final answer. Right? If you wanted to check yourself, you could just distribute it back out. 2x times 2x is 4x squared. 2x times 9, 3 times 2x, and 3 times negative 9. And you will end up right back where we started. Okay, so again, it's a little bit different than the way you probably learned it in Algebra 1, but I think this way is a whole lot easier. Okay, so if we did the second one, right, I'm starting with some big numbers here. We have 6 and 35. So we have A, B, and C. So again, we're going to do 6 times 35. This will work every single time. 6 times 35 is 210. And we want it to add to give us 47. So whenever the number we're multiplying to get ends in a 0, I always try 10 and 5 first to see if they work, because they're the easiest ones. In this case, 210 is the same as 42 times 5. 42 times 5 is the exact same as 210, and it adds to give us 47. So then, once again, I can split this up. I can go right into my parentheses. Whatever comes first is what I put first. So 6x and 6x. Right? Whatever is first in the problem, I put first in the parentheses. Then I put my numbers in. I put plus 42, plus 5. And then we check to see if we can divide by anything. 6 and 42 both have a 6 in common, so I could take out a 6. 6 and 5 don't have anything in common. There's no number that goes into them besides 1, so I just keep them exactly the same. 6 divided by 6 is just 1x. 42 divided by 6 is 7. And the second one I didn't change. 6x plus 5, and we are finished. We factored it. Okay, and again, if you wanted to check it, just distribute it back out. but I'm pretty confident we got that one right. Okay, this will work every single time. So once you get used to the routine and the pattern in the sequence, it'll work every time. Okay, the very last one we are going to do. A little bit smaller numbers here, so we don't have to work as hard to find them. All right, so we're going to do the same thing. We have A, B, and C. So 2 times 6, A times C, gives us 12. And we want them to add to get 7. So two numbers that multiply to get 12 but add to get 7, that would be 3 and 4. 3 and 4. So we're just going to plug them in. All right, we're going to make our parentheses. 2x comes first in both of them, plus 3, plus 4. 2x and 3 have nothing in common, so I'm going to keep them exactly the same. But this one, I could divide them by 2, because a 2 will go into 2 and a 2 will go into 4. If I did that, it would leave me x plus 2, and we are finished. Okay, so multiply A times C. Whatever comes first, put first in your parentheses, and then divide what they have in common. All right, there are notes for topic 2, day 3, when A does not equal 1. Peace out.